Now, we've done some videos about Candace in the past, and we're going to do this last one a little bit more serious tone. I might get a little bit animated because what we're going to be asking is a very important and I believe poignant question about Candace and her methods. Now, we've had our issues with the kinds of things she's said, who she's implicated without base, what she's been insinuating about people, bringing their names into it, even to the point of people just interviewing on screen being fair game to her. We've covered all of that. But here is the number one issue that we've seen that we really would like people who are supportive of her to answer. How does Candace know what she knows? Now, remember, her all-time favorite line is just tell us. All you have to do is reveal to us the truth, right? That's what she always says. She's all about the truth, all about getting to the bottom of things, and she always wants to tell people how to operate their particular investigations, right? The FBI, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have the other? Who do you talk to? Who talked to what? What did you know? She wants to know all that. But every time she comes on the screen, I've spoken to people, and what I've been told is that, and I've talked to this person, and this person said, well, I have gotten an email and I've gotten a text message, but I've spoken to people and they can confirm unequivocally. She keeps saying that, and she keeps saying that she has these people talking to her. She keeps saying that she has these informational people coming forward and dropping dimes, bombshells. But you never hear a name. You never hear a reference. You never know who. You never know how many people. You don't know whether it's from a government source, a human source, one in the regular population. You don't know jack squat about her sources. We're just supposed to trust that the people she talked to are the right people and that they're not lying. And in turn, her peddling a lie. We just have to trust that. So where does Candace get her information? Why is it she's asking everybody else to be so transparent with their methods of operation, but hers is concealed? She won't tell you anybody that she's talked to. She won't tell you when, even to the last point of Mr. Brown talking on Fox News, the kid, and about what he witnessed that day. She went after that man's whole history, where he went to school, his friends, his location, where he used to live, where he lived now, who he lived with, whose phone number he shares. She can go into all that. She won't tell you how she came by it. She won't give you a lick of information about her investigation and how she does things. She won't tell you any of it. Why? That's the $1 million question. So this is why we're posing it to those who follow her. Because it seems like those who follow her trust her unequivocally. They just love her to the point where she can do no wrong. She doesn't lie. She's all the truth. In fact, somebody put in a comment section when she was saying that she was going to take a break for 10 days, we are going to miss your light of truth. And it was like this almost cultish worship of Candace. Like they hang on every other word that comes out of her mouth to the point where it's like godly without a question. They are listening to somebody telling them to question everything else but her. You don't, let me put my best, Umar. You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? I do. I find that mad suspicious. That of all the things she has been pushing is investigative journalism. At the same time, nobody is investigating Candace Owens. And she can do no wrong. She's always right. Even if you were to even insinuate that she might be one of those people, why? Man, that the crew that's behind her will come for you. Man, they'll come right at you. We've seen it firsthand. It is literally a minion type situation. If you say anything, and I bet you they're going to show up here too. And I hope you do, because I got questions for you since you support this lady, regardless of what she say. How does she know what she knows? Where has she told you that she gets her sources, and who are they? Remember, she's also the one that told you about Tyler, about how he was at what is it, Dairy Queen, right? How did she know that? Who told her that? She just said somebody did. Somebody told her that. My sources did. Who are her sources? Give us names. Come on, Candace. You're after the truth, right? You exchanging messages with people all day long, but you don't divulge anything that you have, but you want the FBI to be forthcoming with you. You want the FBI to do what you say, follow your rules, give the information you decide, follow the methods that you use, but you ain't gonna tell nobody what you do. That's a little bit hypocritical, don't you think? Just just a tad hypocritical. No, look, listen. You could be 1,000,000% right. Let's just say that for the argument's sake, that Candace is dead on the money. But the one thing keeping people from believing her is revealing her sources. You're going to say, well, you can't do that. A good journalist will never reveal her sources. Well, a good person that is following truth will never believe somebody who doesn't divulge their sources. How about that? Especially if you are saying to me that you know for a fact and you have proof of, then if you have proof of and fact, and it's something to do, like in this case, a murder, and you're not doing diddly squat to actually get, and at every turn your facts evolve to something else that moves it from this to this to this to this, and I'm not supposed to question where you're getting your information from, and every time you get information it's changing hands as to what it actually said the day before. How am I going to trust you? Why would I trust you? On what level does that make any damn sense? Have we just parked our brains and decided, you know what? Yeah, she's right, and there's nothing. It's look, it's no. Candace is not alone in this particular worship session. Okay, people do the same thing with Donald Trump. He can't do anything wrong. He's been chosen by God. Okay, yeah, God raises up empires and drops them low. We know that. That's biblical. Fine, cool. But you tell me you don't question anything? He don't do nothing wrong? Like at all? Miss me with that. Everybody in the public light, even us, are fallible. All of us. For you to tell me that no, she never is wrong, never. Trump can't do no wrong. It's the same ideology. If you hold somebody to that kind of a standard, you see them just as much as God. They might as well be. They might as well be God to you, and you just hang on their every word, and that's where Candace is for many people. But we still have that one question, that burning, lingering question. How does she know? She keeps saying that she does. She keeps saying that she talked to this and talked to that and has this and has that and has. Anyone see it yet? You? Me? I didn't. She waits until other people divulge his stuff and then she'll leave it alone. Remember, we said that she would no longer go after the information for the letter to Netanyahu. Where is it now? Gone in the wind, right? Nothing to say more about that. It's all gone. The text message, all gone. Now she's shifted her focus from the text message to the person in the text message. Now she's gone after Josh Hammer. Now she's using the black card. First she said, I don't have anything against Jews. I just hate Israel. Then in a text about Josh Hammer, she'll come and say, these people. Talking about who? Jews. But don't worry, it's only the government of Israel she doesn't like, and Jews. But those are the people that listen to her will believe her and say, no, you just don't understand. She's talking about the government while she's blatantly talking about one person that's not in government who happens to be a Jew. And every time she talks about somebody that happens to be a Jew, she talks about them the same way and says they, them, these people, all of them. This is the person that people are listening to for facts. And every day she comes on the screen, it's some randomly new conspiracy. And she can't even get her facts about her own conspiracy right. Egypt had a hand in it. Look at the time. Can't even tell that time. Then when you get called out on that, you shift the goalposts again. Well, even if that's wrong, my theory still stands. Hasn't touched on that again, though. She hasn't run that one down the gamut. Who did the plane belong to? She ain't come back and tell you that. When the whole idea about the plane landing nearby came up, anything there? No, that's moved on now, too. First, it was Israel. She's moved on from that. Then it was the FBI. Moved on from that. Then it became Turning Point USA. Every time she comes out with information that she says she got from somebody else, she drops it and moves on to something else. It's like squirreling. You know, when puppies walk past a certain tree and they'll be walking along and then a squirrel, that's her. And then she expects everybody to look at the squirrel and get distracted with it while she goes to find another tree and another squirrel and say, squirrel again. And everybody comes following to that tree. Yeah, she said it. Look, there's another squirrel. She's right. Keeping you dangling with carrots and entertainment. As if she's the only one that knows anything about anything. And the only person you should trust is her. That's crazy. So if you're not going to ask the questions, we will. And since we're going to ask the questions, we're going to ask you to answer it for us. Where is Candace getting her information? And why is she so hard set on not divulging when she gets these informational pieces? How can she expect us to believe her as factual when she won't tell us what her sources are? Why is she demanding that the FBI and every governmental agency kowtow to her requests for information and how they came by it, but will not divulge hers? How did she become a main character? Well, we have our answer: psychosis. However she got there, she got there. That's where she is now, mental. But you might have a logical answer for it on your end. So drop that, please, because we are looking for an answer. We know she ain't going to answer us. Look, we'll be frank about this, right? We can be honest. Candace will not come talk to us. We've asked, we've requested, we've pleaded. And we understand why. The questions are just going to get too hard, and we're not going to just let them go by with some simple answer of, well, I can't say. No, you need to say. She's not going to do that. We're not like Piers Morgan. We're not like the rest of these podcasters who go softball on people. We'll do it politely, but we're not going to go soft. Because if you say the things you're saying, you should at least be able to back it up with the informational pieces that you say you have. And if you don't have it, then you're a liar. And the things you're lying about could get people killed. So if you're one of those people that follow her, please answer my question. How does she know what she knows? And why has she kept her sources secret from the public? And if you're good with those two secretive things, how can you believe anything she says other than trust me, bro? And how do you expect us to believe her with no facts put to our face to at least decipher what she's seeing too? If you can give us answers to those, we'll be eternally grateful. Eternally. And even if you, Candace, want to come talk to us, feel free. You said you ain't afraid of nobody. And I believe you. So come talk to us. Give us a half hour. We only have like maybe 5 questions. Give you all the time in the world to answer them. But we would like answers, though. Not deflection. Not a secondary answer that you think. We want answers. And we will hold your feet to the fire to answer those questions. But of course, if you don't want to, that's your prerogative as well. We'll continue to think the way we think and ask for the receipts that you say you keep having, but you never show. We look forward to the ones who are going to give us the information we want. And for those of you who also have questions, leave those as well. We look forward to reading them, and we'll get back to them as soon as we can.
I stab stereotypes, the map, the aftermath, the math, you call it conflict, I call it context, 2 lenses, 1 text, next 2 flex, they clip a clip, 2 quick fix the narrative, I stitch the stitch back to the narrative, comparative, when your feed feeds a frenzy, rewind, find the friendly faces in the frenzy that they fenced away, street light testimony, shadow speaks different in bright light than in night fights, watch the white light bite, I got verbs that twist verbs, siren that reverse sirens, hear the siren say, listen, my lines are